Hello guys, welcome to the Codespace YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to explain you about SOA. By end of this video you will have a good understanding of SOA, what are the advantages of SOA and why most of the giant companies use SOA in their enterprise. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. So SOA is a service oriented architecture. One thing we need to know that SOA is not a technology. SOA is an architecture, or I can say methodology of building a systems. Okay, which most IT giants use to handle their enterprise more effectively and in more agile way. SOA is a middleware solution. So what is the meaning of middleware solution? So middleware solution is which makes two or more system or application to talk to each other. So this is the definition of middleware. So SOA is a middleware solution. When we say SOA, we can think SOA in a two-way: services plus messages. Okay, so this is the thing. Let's understand it with one example. So suppose this Japanese boy wants to talk with this Chinese girl, but they don't know each other's language. So how they will communicate with each other? So there will be one mechanism, or I can say some translator, which will translate Japanese language to Chinese language or vice versa, right? So how in this way they will communicate with each other. So same thing will happen in our integration. So one system will be here, or one or more system will be here, and if they want to talk with each other, we will have a SOA between them. Okay, we will understand in this video more. So SOA is a loosely coupled architecture. So most of you guys come to this jargon that SOA is a loosely coupled architecture. So what is the meaning of loosely coupled? So loosely coupled means the dependency which is required to talk is minimal. So some system wants to talk with each other, they have less dependency. Okay, this is the thing. And failure of one system does not impact on another system. So this is also one advantage why SOA is becoming famous now. Failure of one system does not impact on another system. Let's understand with one example. So suppose before SOA invented, we were talking to each other, right? That is not the case like earlier when SOA was not invented. We were not talking to each other and we were waiting for SOA. When SOA will come, we will integrate our system. That is not the case, right? So earlier there were several technologies. One of the thing which is point-to-point integration. Okay, so what is the point-to-point integration? So suppose we system 1 which is developed in Java, and suppose system 2 developed in Python, and they want to talk with each other. So in point-to-point integration, system 1 directly connect with system 2 and they will talk to each other. Okay, this is the scenario in point-to-point integration. And suppose this connection breaks, then the whole failure occurs in the system. Or suppose we want to add one new system 3, which is developed in .NET. Then what will be the scenario? Then we need to connect this system 3 with system 1 and also with system 2. So the system 3 needs to establish connection between 3 to 1 and 3 to 2. So this is also a time consuming thing, right? So that was the scenario. If we keep on increasing the system, then connection needs to establish grows exponentially. So yes, we can see that if we want to add one new system 3, then we need to connect that with system 1, and then we need to connect that with the system 2. Okay, so the connectivity needs to establish, then our connection will grow exponentially. So it looks good when numbers of system to integrate with each other is less. Okay, so when we will have a less system, then that is fine in point-to-point integration. But suppose we will have a numbers of systems to integrate, then this is the problem, right? In SOA integration, system 1 does not need to know system 2. So that is the advantage of using SOA. So we just need to pass our message to SOA layer which we want to pass. Then SOA will do all the transformation related thing or message passing related thing to system 2. So that is the advantage of using SOA. And one main advantage is when we pass our message to SOA, and suppose one system failure or system connection failure here. Okay, so what SOA does is, like, SOA is smart enough to send this message when system 2 is available. Okay, the SOA will try and SOA will retry the message passing to the system 2 when it is available. So that is the case in SOA. Yes, so see, this is the thing, like system 1 required to integrate with system 2, then this system needs not to know each other. So this is the thing, right? And system 1 need to anyhow transfer their message to SOA layer. Yes, so that is we understood, right? Then SOA is capable to transform the data provided by system 1 to understandable format of system 2. Okay, if new system comes, then it only needs to plug in with SOA layer. So yeah, suppose one new system 3 come, right? So what we need to do is, we don't need to connect that system 3 to system 1 and system 2. We just need to connect that, or I can say plug in that system 3 to SOA layer, and all the connectivity will occur in this whole system, right? So yes, that is the thing. When some system fails, then SOA can store and retry those requests to the target system when it is available. So yes, what we learned that if some failure occurs in this connection, then SOA is smart enough to store and retry that message when system 2 is available. So this is the advantage of using SOA. So thank you guys for watching this video, and share this video with your friends to make them understand like what is SOA. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe this channel. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.